Hey folks, good morning and welcome to the first swing trading today of 2020. I look forward to going over a whole bunch more with you throughout the remainder of the year. I hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Now back to work, and things are looking interesting here. What I want to talk about today in particular is a concern that I had, and it began uh, earlier in the week, and that gold has come a long way. And so have the miners. And I want to go over a chart of both on a daily basis and on an intra-period basis to discuss what's going on and my concerns that we may be seeing a pullback on these names, and that pullback may have already begun. So be aware, we shorted the gold miners on Tuesday. And that's again, we did that earlier the prior week, and we scalped the profit, booked it quick in anticipation of a continuation run higher. And now, good morning, Eric. Happy New Year to you. And now we are short yet again with a hedge. We sold covered calls on our NUGT position. They expire tomorrow, hopefully worthless. And we also went short using the DUST just to swing trade some of the froth off of the gold miners. And I don't plan on staying short very long. So I'm going to talk to you about some of the reasons why this morning I'm talking about it in such great detail, because we have some technicals that are setting up and some traditionally bearish events setting up in the currency markets and in the bond market, which could weigh on gold. But I'll be frank with you, earlier I checked out gold and it was trying to break out. I predicted it's probably on light volume and that it's probably going to fail. Could be wrong, but that's one man's opinion. So I'm going to go over it. So let's take a few minutes to first. I want to go back and take a look at gold, what gold's doing now, and then I'm going to take a look at the daily chart, and we'll discuss what's going on. Let's bring up gold. This is better. Okay. All right, so gold has technically broken out. We broke out this last 4-hour bar. So I may be made a fool of here a little bit this morning with my comments, but I'm going to stick with it for now. What we're going to do at this point in time is we're going to pull back and do a retest of the breakout point. That I'm fairly confident of. But we have broken out. So am I changing my tune some? I'm a little bit more cautious than I was 4 minutes ago. However, on a daily basis, I am more confident that we will get a continuation pullback. Short term here, I may be proven a bit wrong, and I'll tell you why. All right, let's go to first the daily chart of gold. This is the continuous contract. On a daily basis, and you can see that hold on, this is a little bit. This is better. The GLD, we'll use the GLD. That while we closed up higher on the 31st, we flashed a hollow filled candlestick. And that comes after a couple of days of topping action here on the 27th, then again, more filled candlestick action on the 30th. And we're trading above the 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band. Does that mean to sell? No, not necessarily. Not if you're an investor, I wouldn't go selling. But if you're a trader, start looking to scalp some of the froth off of the position. Now, when you take a look as well, I did this with the miners earlier. I want to see if it holds true with the price of gold. I'm going to change the MACD settings a bit here to smooth it out. And you can see that while, again, it's not a sell signal, the MACD histogram, and this is the same thing for the miners as well, has flattened out, despite the fact that we put in a new daily high on the 31st. So I'm a bit concerned here. But again, on a 4-hour basis, we are showing signs of strength. But this is a 4-hour basis from a higher level view, using the closing price from Friday, from the 31st. We're very extended on RSI, putting in lower highs now and breaking down to new lower lows. Stokes, very overbought. We shot up higher on the 31st in the AM, only to reverse in the afternoon. Double top on ADX green. So while we're showing signs of strength this morning, again, I'm concerned. Let's talk about why those concerns are a bit more magnified this morning. And we'll go to the price of the dollar. The dollar had a very good day, and this is on very thin volume. My guess is somebody was out there toying with the dollar yesterday because it was open for trade. The bond market was closed, the gold markets were closed, the currency markets were open. And the US dollar surged yesterday and then crashed right back down into that base. But this morning, we are trading back above support, and we are continuing to move higher this morning. I don't think that the selling in the dollar longer term is done. I think it's just begun. But in the short term, again, when I'm talking bearishly right now about gold, it's very, very short term. Now, what else is concerning to me? You need only take a look at the 10-year Treasury note. And we are down yet again today. And we're going to flirt with this prior breakout point, which is now going to go red because now it needs to act as support. If we fail to hold this, that means yields are surging, moving up higher. And traditionally, although the correlation is changing a bit more favorably of late, traditionally gold will trade inversely of yields, the 10-year yield. And this is a concern this morning, the weakness in the bond market and the rise in yields. Let's go back to gold for a moment. We've weakened up since I last spoke, but we're still holding the breakout point. We're going to keep an eye on it. Now, this bar here closes at 9 a.m. If we fail to hold this support level, we will probably retrace all the way back down to this level here at 15.14.5. Because that will be a breakout point failure. So if they manage to rally the price of gold back this morning, turn it positive, I would not be a buyer early on in the day. I'd wait to see how it closes. Because again, I'm concerned about on a daily basis how extended we are and the signals by the market that we may get a pullback here. So just be careful. And more to come, members, on our short position. Sorry about the silence, folks. I want to get alerted if and when we break this support level here. Let's create an alert. Okay, our alert is set. I want to know if we break 1520 on the price of gold, 1521 on the price of gold. So we may be leaning into that short side if that does occur. So more to come, members. Okay, let's we went over the dollar. We're on commodities. Let's stick with commodities, and then I have a couple of members' stock chart requests to go over. Oil. Where's my oil? I want to go with the light sweet price. There we go. Go to the 4-hour chart. All right, so we pulled back here. We're holding the support level on oil. So we may be setting up for a continuation move higher here. RSI is very, very weak. Below the 50 level, that's a bit of a concern. Home heating oil, which I believe pulled back. Sorry about that bleep, bleep, beep, folks. I should have shut that off. Okay. We're up this morning, but we're holding support. And for those that are new to swing trading today, the reason why I watch this chart is this is a measure of inflation. You can see on a weekly basis, we've broken out. We're pulling back a little bit here. And the first thing I'm going to be looking for, folks, is our new yearly highs, right? It's a brand new year, brand new decade. Do we begin to put in new yearly highs on gold, oil, etc.? Because that's going to be a continuation of the trend in 2020. Taking a look at the stock market futures. S&P 500 up strong this morning. No new yearly high yet, but we're very, very close. The S&Ps up nearly 0.75 of a percentage point. This will also bode. Good morning, RL. Middle East tensions. Yeah, a lot of that going on over there. It's not looking good. I think the thing to watch in the coming couple of years is the alliance between the Chinese, the Russians, and the Iranians. This is an entirely different story, but it's one that's certainly gelling up, and certainly something to be watching out for. It's concerning. So, getting back to the markets here, the S&Ps, Russell's rallying well, and this also does not bode well for the price of gold because you have a risk-on environment, you have money rotating into stocks, and while stocks and gold can rally together, usually they don't, right? Normally you have stocks which will rally, money comes out of stocks, when there's fear goes into gold, and usually the dollar. So right now the bias is to the upside for stock market futures, gold coming under a little bit of pressure along with bonds. It makes sense. Let's take a look at nat gas. I'm not sure if Patrick is out there yet. Nat gas holding smartly. RL, is that a symbol? HNY? He always trips me up. Holding support here on nat gas. This could be a buy with a stop right below the lows of the morning. Happy New Year. I should have figured. Let's take a look at Boeing. Boeing's gapping up this morning. For those that are not familiar, we're looking to short Boeing on a break of the neckline of the head and shoulders setup on a monthly chart, not reflected on these charts here. Let's go to that monthly chart. As a matter of fact, before we do that, let's take a look at Bitcoin. This is a live chart. Bitcoin down slightly. It was down a lot lower, but it bounced back. So nothing to do here. Let's go to Boeing really quick. And I have a couple of chart requests I need to get to for Donald. All right, so here's Boeing. Head and shoulders set up, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here's the neckline. And we have yet to break it. But Stokes and RSI are ominous. Volume was very high last month. Let's bring up the MACD. Hi, Imran. My first view to see you on live. Awesome. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Where are you from? Are you getting up early? Let's raise this up. Okay. What time is it in Dubai? Out of curiosity. Interesting. I don't think I've ever had somebody view from Dubai. You never know. But welcome. That's great. We're international. We have a lot of Europeans on in the morning. So MACD remains weak. So very, very bearish on Boeing. But it looks as though we're going to pop this morning. Okay. Good to hear. Happy New Year. I have a couple of chart requests I need to get to. All right. AUPH. Let's bring up Trend Spider. Okay. I spent a lot of time yesterday on Trend Spider doing some strategy testing, trying to better leverage this technology that they have. It's pretty good. And I'm going to do a lot more of this as I get a better grip on it in the future. Thank you, sir. So more to come. I'm going to take this off right now. AUPH. This is for fellow member Donald. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this thing. All right, this is a pharma name. Where's my RSI? RSI on a monthly basis is at 84.79. Stokes are rising. This is very, very overbought. This clearly must have had some successful trials done. We remain overbought on a weekly basis with RSI, again, well over 80. That doesn't mean it can't move up higher, especially a pharma name. But your risk reward to purchase at these levels is very, very dangerous. But I do have a strategy for entering this trade if you're looking to enter long. This is a daily chart. RSI daily basis 78.59. More upside potential here. Easily with these names, you can see RSI above 90 before all is said and done. So I don't want to be the guy out there that says because RSI is above 70, you need to short the stock or sell the stock. I don't believe in that. I think that what the markets are telling you is that you have a very, very strong stock vis-a-vis RSI. That being said, is it the best risk-reward entry point at this point in time? No. And I'm making the assumption that Donald, who requested this chart, is not long. And if you were long, I would be looking to raise stops. In particular, I would use a stop right below 1940 because that would be a break of support. If you're looking to add more here and you're very, very nimble with your stops, very disciplined, you could add more here, but I think that this is risky. Add more on a, where do we close? I think we closed just above the support level by 2 cents. We need to see a retest here and then a continuation move higher. If we retested and you're going to put a stop right below the support level here at around 1946, okay, fine. Take the risk. I wouldn't do it. I'm not that nimble. I'm more of a strategic trader. So me, I would want this to occur. I went back to the monthly chart and I would create an alert, which I'm doing now, creating an alert. I'm creating an alert. I'm going to set my time frame to be alerted on a retest at 4 hours. AUPH monthly support retested. We'll keep this active for a while. And there you have it. Right now, that support level's at 17.63, but it's rising. I would look for a pullback and a retest of that support level. Here it is reflected on a weekly basis where the alert is set. Let's overlay monthly trend lines here. It's not going to reflect it because I have an alert set there. But this is where you have monthly support. So that's AUPH. Got another one. DLTR, that's Dollar Tree. As a matter of fact, let me do this for Donald. In case he's watching later. Oh, lupus drug? Was that a phase 1 or phase 2 trial? Thanks for that, RL. Appreciate it. Dollar Tree. Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so Dollar Tree. No worries. It's the news. It's an event. Gotcha. Dollar Tree monthly chart. We're in a trading range here, an ascending wedge formation On a monthly basis, we close out the month of December very strong. I think this could be bought with a stop right below the lows of the month, which was at 91.50. We closed at 94.05. Let's go to a weekly view. Weekly view is a bit concerning here. We have resistance at 94.05, exactly where we closed on the 31st. But the week is not over. Ideally here, you get another pullback and a retest of the support level, creating a higher low and a double bottom setup. And then add more at such time. If you purchase down here on this retest, because I certainly wouldn't purchase here. I would purchase on a close above, let's use, what was the high of this week here? The week of December the 16th, the high was 94.94. On a close above that level, you could buy, but ideally you get a pullback here. And you retest, let's say $90 a share, then open a position or add to a position. Then as we begin to break out, add more on strength above that $94 per share mark, daily chart. RSI is looking good, but still down below 50. Stokes looking really good here. Very, very good. So I think that it all depends upon your time horizon. If you're an investor, listen, the monthly chart is looking rock solid. Right? It looks good. From a risk-reward perspective, it's probably going to go higher. If you're a short-term swing trader, you need to wait for a breakout above this upper band of resistance or a pullback and open up the position then. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Let's clean this up. Here's where one could add on a rally up and through. Let's cancel this for a second. Rally up and through 94.55 on a 4-hour basis. Okay, there we go. We'll keep this active for a couple of days. I'm probably not going to trade it. This is a very short-term setup. But I prefer that monthly view and a pullback. I'm suspecting that we're going to get some volatility in the first quarter. And that'll provide a pullback and a possible good entry point on a monthly basis. And really the only growth in retail nowadays, dollar stores. So I like Dollar Tree, but longer term. Short term, there's some overhead supply above. And with that, folks, I am going to say thank you for joining in. The first swing trading today of 2020. I hope to do many, many more with you. And we have a lot of new things going on. So please keep checking us out. Tonight is going to be Thursday night stock charts live. So if you're awake, for those watching in Dubai, welcome. Please Join us live tonight as we watch the charts, and we'll see how it's poised to close out the week, the first closing week of 2020, and it'll set us up or give us a good indication of how we're poised to trade next week. So join us live tonight, and we'll also be doing a private members group session tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for joining. Everybody have a profitable trading day, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well.